Newport is world famous for its seascapes, but now it's the landscape luring visitors to these shores. There's flower power here. A pop of crayon yellow saturates the scenery, a virtual sea of daffodils.
It's almost like seeing the sun come up. I mean, it's that electric. It brings joy, happiness throughout the city.
John Hirschbeck, a retired advertising executive, is the director of Daffodil Days.
In fact, downtown Newport, you'll see the Jane Pickens Theater. She was a famous vaudeville actress.
It is here on the former Bellevue Avenue estate of Golden Age star Jane Pickens where the idea for Daffodil Days first took root 15 years ago. Hirschbeck, who is on the Newport Cliffwalk Commission, originally had a different plan in mind when he went to the city's director of Parks and Recreation.
I said, how about planting cherry trees up and down Cliffwalk? He said, they're not going to thrive because of the salt water, but you may want to talk to Ron Fleming about daffodils.
Ron Fleming, who lives in Florida this time of year, is chairman emeritus of the National Scenic America program. The Pickens estate is his summer home, where he has amassed a daffodil Garden of Eden. As a beautification benefactor, he and Hirschbeck decided to team up to spruce up Newport. Newport is naturally stunning. So why would it need a beautification program?
Every city, every town can look a little prettier. It brings the city alive, which is really important. After the doldrums of winter, there's this notorious mud season here in Newport, and this is a way to kind of fight that mud season.
The daffodils entice tourism, even for natives.
The Chamber of Commerce and Discover Newport love the festival because it brings people, again, out of their homes to visit Newport, not in the crowded summer season, but in one of the shoulder seasons.
Hirschbeck came up with a motto to help grow daffodil fever.
Being the former ad guy that I am, I said, well, we need a catchphrase. We said, let's call it Daffodilian. We'll go for 1 million daffodils around town. Little did I know that that might be fun to say, but it's more difficult to achieve.
To reach the golden goal, Daffodil Days partnered with the garden group Newport in Bloom, and the hybrid organization began giving away thousands of free bulbs in the fall to encourage blossoms in every front yard, 24 per household. But it wasn't enough, so they fundraised to purchase a planting machine,
which plants 20,000 bulbs in an hour. That would normally take 2 to 3 days of hand labor, and that really accelerated our progress towards the 1 million.
They reached their goal in 2012. Now it's 1.5 million and counting. All this floral euphoria to capture a self-proclaimed title.
We like to think we're the Daffodil Capital of New England. Of course, everyone's familiar with Nantucket. They've been planting and celebrating their Daffodil Festival for going on 20 years now, I think. So we're certainly catching up, if not exceeding them.
Paul Galuccio is one of the volunteers who helps with planting the public spaces. He lives on Turo Street, where his own daffodils from the bulb giveaway also blossom.
Each year I plant them in the front and on the side, and what I like about the daffodils is they're very easy. You know, they naturalize, so they kind of spread on their own. They don't require a lot of work.
He says they are also deer and pest resistant because the bulbs are toxic. Going by the botanical name Narcissus, they are also known as jonquils. Of the dozens of varieties, Newport uses the one known as Dutch Master. Galuccio says the early spring buds provide a pleasurable pastime.
A lot of times I'll enjoy a cigar and a martini while I'm puttering around the garden, and for me that's the best day. Enjoying the garden.
That'd be the best day for anybody.
Yes, yeah. I think so, for me anyway.
Daffodil Days, like the flowers, are spreading. I see that you really get into the spirit of things.
I've been called Daffy all my life, so I guess this is a completion of that stewardship, if you will. No one can get upset with a flower, as I keep telling people. There's a lot of turmoil and frustration sometimes in the world and arguing back and forth. But you go outside and take a look at the daffodil fields and everyone smiles.
In fact, fun is the fertilizer for Daffodil Days. It has grown into a month-long celebration of flower frivolity. Many shops and restaurants decorate windows. There's a 5K run for the daffodils, a Tour de Jonquil bike race, and
one of my favorites is their Doggie Paw-rade, P-A-W-R-A-D-E. In fact, we'll have over 50 dogs and their doggy owners dress up in their best doggy outfits and parade from Bannister's Wharf to Queen Anne Square.
then along Ocean Drive, visitors are treated to a Driving Miss Daffodil rally of classic cars, sponsored by the Audrain Automotive Museum. And Hirschbeck says he plans to keep the annual Daffodil Days rolling.
I love going out and seeing young children playing among the daffodils, parents with families shooting pictures to celebrate with their family. It brings the city alive.
And as poet William Wadsworth wrote, a host of golden daffodils beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering, dancing in the breeze.
Well, it brings joy to my heart. You look out over fields of hundreds of thousands of these, it's stunning. The magic involved in their creation. And you realize that every small little thing that Mother Nature provides has its own story, history, and impact on our environment.